Basic animation. In core animation, we can create basic animation by specifying a start value and an end value. In this video, I will show you how to create basic animation by moving the car from point B directly to point A. In order to create this animation in SwiftUI, I think it will be great to prototype the animation using a timeline tool called Kite. Let's start by mocking up the animation in Kite. Then we will recreate the same animation in SwiftUI. I have already created a Kite document, so let's bring the document. Over here we have the same car and positions A and B. Let's start by moving the car from position B to position A. To do that, we can select the car. You can see in the layer list, the car layer, Cybertruck, has been highlighted. On the right, we have the layer properties. You can see here we have position. When I click position, you can animate position with basic animation, keyframe, or spring animation. When we animate the position, it will animate both X and the Y coordinates. We are not interested in that. So you can see here we have X and Y. Then we have also Z. Let's select the X coordinate. You can see we can animate the X coordinate with basic animation, keyframe, and spring. We are now creating basic animation, so let's select the option basic animation. When we go to the timeline and drag the playhead, you can see we have the animation. Over here, we have two properties, the toValue and fromValue. The fromValue is the start of the animation and the toValue is the end value of the animation. You can see here it is set to 400, but the fromValue, we don't have any value set for the fromValue. This is because when you leave the fromValue without specifying any value, Kite is smart enough to use the current location of the object as the starting value of the animation. To change the end value, we have to know the exact position where we want to move this car object to. To do that, let's select the layer Cybertruck. When I hover on the X position, we can drag it to the right or to the left. Let's move it to the left so that we know the exact position where we want to move this car to. You can now see the X position is now 196.5. Let's move it back by dragging the value to the right. By going to the layer list, we can select the animation, that is the position X animation, and change the end value to 196. By dragging the playhead, you can now see the car moves from B to A. We can also go to the toolbar and click present in order to preview the animation. So now that you know how to prototype basic animation using a timeline tool, let's move back to SwiftUI to create the same animation using the same concept. When I click the play icon to preview, you can see there is no animation. To create any movement or animation in SwiftUI, we need a state. Let's begin by creating a state. Over here, you can see we have two states. Let's copy one of them and paste it here. We will change the state from propel to move. So this value represents the start value of the animation. Let's leave it as 300. To trigger this animation automatically, we are going to use the task modifier, which is only available in iOS 15. Over here you can see I have the image Cybertruck that is this car image, and we have the task modifier attached to the image. The task modifier works in the same way as the onAppear modifier. We can use them if we don't want animation to be triggered using user interaction. We have already defined the initial value of the animation using the move state. So let's copy that. Let's paste it inside the task modifier. So this represents the end value of the animation. The initial value is set to 300. So let's change the end value, that is position A, to -300. So we have the initial position, which is B, set to 300. And the final position, that is A, set to -300. Next, what we have to do is to use the state to animate the property we want to animate. In the kite animation, we animated the X position using basic animation. In SwiftUI, we can do the same by animating the X offset. So let's copy the state. Over here, you can see we have the X offset attached to the image, and we have the value set to 300. Let's change the fixed value and put the state. So what this means is that when we start the animation, the state move will move the car from the initial value, which is 300, to the final value, which is -300. We get an error. By clicking here, we can fix the error. So by previewing the animation, you can see the car moves from position B to position A using the state move. That moves the car from the initial value, which is 300, to the end value, which is -300. So this is how to create basic animation in SwiftUI by specifying a start value and an end value.